So maybe you're like me and you just have a lot of things that you need to connect under the seat to get, electricity to it. And I have, for example, a subwoofer that needs to, go through this hole and then connect to get some electricity. I'm putting new seats here, so the seat heaters, the lumbar setup for this seat and that seat. So I need more connections, and that's why I'm doing this. But ultimately, I got a 75 amp DC panel right here that I have 6 slots. And I could potentially change this to a higher one, and that would be easily to do this. But what I'm doing here is I don't want this to run when the vehicle is running, or when the vehicle is off, excuse me. But because, again, you leave your heater on your seat and then you walk away, this pulls power from your battery, and then you're going to come out and your battery is going to be dead. So what I've done is I've taken the positive line, these are 4-gauge wires, so 4-gauge over to this relay, and that's just a good relay I got from Amazon that was highly reviewed, so I'm going to try that. And then the other side of the relay goes there, it goes down in the seat, and then around, and then I have it right there connected to this bus bar that's connected to the battery. And so that's 80 amps to pull right there. And, that's a good setup if you've ever done this, because this slides down in here, connects to your battery, and then that's where you can do all these connections. But what I'm saying is I don't want to run everything over here. And ultimately, I went with this relay because it's 120 amps that will work. And all these relays that you can connect right here are ultimately 40 amps or lower. So there's no way I could, do this with potentially going above 40 amps on this, because this, again, rated at 75 amps, and maybe I'll do another one with 100 amps, and then that will blow those. And obviously that's not good, right? So this guy, I don't know if you can see it, but it's just a simple 4-prong relay. So then 4-gauge going, on the positive side. And then the black goes right there. I just bolted it right there to the frame. And then the red goes from this guy under to the D plus signal. So ultimately, the way, relays work in general, once the power on the van's running, alternator kicks on, this gets activated to have, power. And then we'll send the signal to this guy, and then this will ultimately turn on and then allow this whole panel to get electricity. So again, I only want my seats to heat up, my lumbar system to work, my subwoofer, it has its own way, but I don't want to give power to things when the vehicle is off. And then this guy, I was trying to come up with a way to just make this clean. And ultimately, I am just taking a bolt, and then I just drilled out a bolt space right there. I'm never going to use that space in the van, so the way I'm going to do that is just secure that there, and then off to the races, again, with how this is going to work. So I'll leave some links in the description if you guys want to see what I used here, but pretty easy setup, I believe. I didn't talk about the negative. What I had to do, though, also is negative goes down, and then I bolted it to this bigger bolt. And I had to go to West Marine an hour ago or so and get a bigger 4-gauge with a 3/8 hole on the stud terminal, on the ring terminal, to connect to that. So obviously, if you're using a 4-gauge on the positive side, use a 4-gauge on the negative side and just have enough, bolts that can really handle it. So that's how I'm doing it. And again, if you guys want to do it, I'll leave the description details. Have a good one.